Booga booga.
By now, you've seen the trailers for the upcoming Hellboy movie directed by Brian Taylor, Hellboy, The Crooked Man. And I'll admit, I thought this was a fan film when I first saw the thumbnail. I know that sounds bad, but I'm used to the Ron Pearlman, David Harbour, cro-magnon brow, and this just looked cheesy. But I watched the trailer, and obviously this is a different Hellboy than what we're used to seeing on the big screen, with the trailer leaning much more into the gumshoe, horror-centric grit that's typical for the comics. When I actually got my head out of my ass and watched the trailer for what it was, I started to appreciate the actor they got for Hellboy, Jack Kesy, having a more sorrowful brow and tapered shoulders like the comic has. As the trailer went on, I felt like I was watching something more akin to a Neil Marshall movie, a strange bit of irony considering the issues the famed horror movie director had when filming the 2019 Hellboy entry. And unlike the Del Toro films, which we all appreciate, there seemed to be very little humor. Maybe one joke, but that's it. While the comics aren't completely devoid of humor, it's more subdued, much like what we see in the trailer. All in all, this movie looks like a love letter to the people who care about the Hellboy comics. I have no idea what Mike Mignola's thoughts are on the movie. I would assume that he would feel this is overall closer to his vision. And whereas the previous Hellboy films, minus Golden Army, have taken inspiration from multiple sources within the comics, this particular movie focuses on bringing a specific story to life: the Crooked Man. Go figure. The story finds Hellboy in the Appalachians after taking care of something down south. With the guidance of a local, he disrupts and destroys a coven of witches ruled over by a necromancer known as the Crooked Man. From what I can tell after seeing the trailer, the movie seems like it's trying to be as faithful as possible while altering or removing certain, dare I say, goofy elements of the original story. One notable change is the inclusion of Adeline Rudolph, Hellboy's rookie partner. In the comics, Hellboy goes it alone to the Appalachians. The only partner he has is, as I said earlier, a local who knows what's going on. But the inclusion of a rookie partner is, 1, not uncommon, 2, a way of having someone the audience can go on the journey with, a sort of lens for the outsider. What I've seen so far is what I would call acceptable deviations from the comic. But why this story? The Crooked Man miniseries was originally released in issues 33 through 35 of the series, so it's not like this is the beginning of the story proper. It also takes place in the 50s, so it's removed from our modern-day sensibilities. It's also not filled with particularly earth-shattering events. I think the main reason why they went with this story is because it's a small potatoes kind of movie that's done mostly practically. There isn't the need for large set pieces, we don't need a bunch of CGI monsters, there's nothing big about this story, although there are very cool moments. So financially, it's a safer bet for a film company. If it's true and Crooked Man only costs $20 million to produce, then it's safe to say the company is going to make money from this movie. Compare that to any of the bloated budgets of current Marvel or DC films. If they're able to land the plane on this project, that could potentially mean more movies with higher budgets. I think another reason why they chose this project is because it's an act of good faith. I think most people are united in liking Del Toro's Hellboy pictures, but I'm sure there are plenty of purists out there that saw those two movies as sacrilege. This film could potentially bridge the audience gap, showing movie fans that there are still good stories that can be told with Big Red, and assure the longtime comic book fan base that there are filmmakers out there who give a damn about not crapping on beloved source material. Of course, this is completely conjecture based on a couple of trailers. We've all seen trailers for movies that promised a lot and delivered nothing. So for all I know, this movie could be a crapshoot. But, much like Decker Shadow's reaction to the first Prey trailer, I don't see anything I hate. But what do you guys think? Is this going to be a flop? Is this even the right story to adapt into a movie? And if you're familiar with the comics, let us know the stories you want to see make the jump to the big screen. For those of you who are interested in catching up on the Hellboy world, you can buy digital copies on the cheap through the Dark Horse website. I'm not being paid to say this, it's just a really good deal from a comic book company that hasn't lost its mind. Click the link in the description if you're interested. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe and hit the like button.
Booga booga.